1,000 mosquitoes versus blood.
And mosquito eggs, and in just a couple days, they're going to hatch into 1,000 actual flying.
That's actually terrifying. 1,000 can be on this tiny strip that you're
This is 1,000
holding with tweezers. 1,000 eggs?
mosquito eggs, and in just a couple days, they're going to hatch into 1,000 actual flying mosquitoes. And I'm going to be doing the most interesting experiments with, like feeding them a pool of blood. Anyways, right now, the mosquito eggs we have are dormant.
Where do you get the blood?
But all they need to hatch is a bit of water. The second a dry mosquito egg touches water, the embryos inside absorb it and basically come to life. And literally within only a few minutes of
Ew, that's so gross. That's terrifying.
adding in the water, check out this area right here. A tiny little white speck started to poke out from the top of this single egg. Everyone, this is a mosquito larva, also known as a wiggler. And yeah, you can probably tell why they're called wigglers based on how much they wiggle. But over the next few days, this will eat food and literally evolve into a fully grown mosquito.
I never knew that. Is that weird? I literally never knew that's how they are created.
Will actually be one of the craziest things you'll ever see. Oh, but yeah, I almost forgot. We don't just have one. We have 1,000 mosquitoes that we're gonna be raising. And only a minute later, another
Dude, all at the same time? That's
wiggler
terrifying.
started to wiggle out, then another, and soon enough, this tank was starting to get overrun with our new pets. I have to be so careful in this video. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. Literally 1,000 mosquito larvae are right here. But if we want them to turn into real mosquitoes, there's a couple things we gotta do to speed up their growth process. Of course, starting with feeding them. And I don't even know what these things eat. I mean, they're practically microscopic at this stage. Yeah. I mean, I guess let me just search, what do mosquito larvae eat?
He doesn't even know yet.
And it looks like they eat microscopic organic matter. Oh, I actually have an idea of how I could do this. This is fish food. Yeah, not super special, but for when the larvae are this small, it works perfectly to crush up into tiny little pieces. And immediately after dropping in some of this crushed food, it sank down to the bottom for the larvae to start eating. Since the larvae were just born about an hour ago, they're still so unbelievably small that it's just so hard to see, but you can kind of make out the shape of its mouth if you look very closely right here. It's insane how there's a brain and actual life in something this tiny. Anyways, you can see they tried to eat most of this food, but it's still a bit big. So once it dissolves into the water, it'll become even easier for these guys to eat it. But things get fun quickly, because these wigglers more than double in size every 24 hours. So I have a feeling if we come back tomorrow, these guys are going to be a lot bigger. Adult flying mosquitoes are insanely attracted to light. I mean, they'll just swarm light at night. But I was wondering if that instinct starts when they are babies. Well, to figure it out, I turned off all the lights in my garage and watched what they did. Pretty quickly, the larvae actually started to rise to the surface way more. If you remember, most of the larvae were spending most of their time together, sort of near the bottom of the tanks when the lights were
They
on.
look like little sperms or something. Ew. And that's so many. I hate mosquitoes.
But yeah, with the lights off, they all like to be on the surface, apparently. Okay, that's pretty interesting. But now what I want to do is take this super bright studio light and position it pointing right at the side of the enclosure. So that way we can turn it on. Oh, there we go. And we can see what they do. Yeah, let's see. And literally the second after turning on this light, like magic, the larvae started to migrate away from it. And they all started to gather up on the right side as far away from the light as possible. Wait, so these guys are moving away from the light. Huh, that's interesting. The fully grown mosquitoes, they'll completely swarm light. But when they're larvae, they will completely avoid it. So to confirm my theory, I turned off this light and moved it over to the right side. And immediately the larvae did exactly what I thought they would, and they went back to the left side. Since I could kind of control where they were, I thought it'd be funny to kind of just swap the lights on and off on each side and, you know, make them do some exercise. Listen, okay, I gotta train some strong
I feel like you're kind of messing with
capable
them,
mosquitoes for when I put them up against a pile of blood. It's gonna be so interesting. Dang, that is actually so cool to watch how they do that. See, what these are actually the old skin of our current larvae. You see, these guys apparently shed off. Process is actually really grueling for mosquitoes, and there's a chance that they can use all their energy while doing it and die, which I guess just happened to this guy. Rest in peace, bro. But of course, this was not going to stop me because I kept recording for longer and longer until I eventually caught this footage. Keep in mind, this is literally the first footage on the internet of a mosquito larvae molting because of how hard it is to catch. So you can't complain about how trash this footage quality is. But anyways, you can see it started to shake violently and it started to slide out of its old skin. This dark part is its new skin, and eventually eventually he was able to fully slide out and only his molt was left behind. It's so cool to watch.
Okay.
Are
These
so
are
cool,
gross. This is
but
gross
we haven't
to me
even
now.
got to see the
Let's see the blood.
second mosquito repellent I want to test. Well, you see this app right here. This app
Is he spraying them directly?
this stuff works good. If you need some. But yeah, I don't think they can even sense that this is a hand right now. Yeah, I literally left my hand in there another 30 seconds and not a single mosquito.
Oh, the repellent actually works.
Work.
That's pretty
I am
cool.
definitely about to get bit. My cow. Oh my gosh. Now, in order to make this have a chance to work, I had to fill up this little container with a bunch of blood, and then I put some saran wrap on top. This way, the mosquitoes could stick their little mouthpiece through it and get filled up with blood if they're hungry. Finally, I just warmed it up in the microwave.
What blood?
Actually have a jar of blood from a cow. Oh my gosh. And on an arm and get completely.
Will they still be in
About
that?
a singular mosquito tried to eat this blood. And this cool stuff, like dimming the lights, because apparently mosquitoes don't like to eat under the bright light. And after trying so much stuff and recording for hours, not a singular mosquito tried to eat this blood. And this cool footage, you can see mosquitoes literally only take a couple seconds to land on an arm and get completely filled up with blood. But for some reason, they only like to drink blood from arms and not just liquid blood, apparently.
Yeah, probably not from cows. That's probably totally different. So that was totally anticlimactic. That was it.
Like we have here. Literally all the mosquitoes had mosquitoes. I had to buy this massive freezer to terminate the colony because that's just legally required after filming with mosquitoes to ensure none of them.
I didn't know that at all. Okay, that's crazy. Anyway, pretty good video still. I mean, we skimmed through it pretty heavy. It was long, so I hope you didn't mind that, but not too bad. I learned something.